Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Streamed and Screened, an entertainment podcast about movies and TV from Lee Enterprises. I'm Terry Lipshetz, managing editor of the National Newsroom at Lee, and co-host of the program with Bruce Miller, a longtime entertainment reporter. And you've been having a wicked good time, haven't you?
Hey, awesome. Awesomely wicked. Yes, I've talked to all of the wicked people before I went last night to see Wicked for Good. And it's kind of fun to have that in your pocket because you can look for things that they had mentioned. One of the things Cynthia Erivo said was watch the scenes before and after certain songs, because when you do that, you'll notice how the words are different. And I guess this is different from what the Broadway show was, because she says we have more opportunity to expand the scenes and give you a little more context for what we're singing. But she does kind of draw out some of these words. Now, both she and Ariana Grande got new songs for the new one, and I don't know that they're that good. So don't get excited like, oh my God, Oscar winner, here it is. I don't think so. But it's interesting if you're a fan of the play, how they have fleshed out a lot of this. It's a lot. And you get more context. They bring in the Wizard of Oz characters, and you get to see them and how they play into this. You see the Yellow Brick Road being built. There's a lot there to unpack. I must say, though, that if you didn't see the first Wicked film, you won't get this one at all. You need to have the context.
Yeah.
So but I enjoyed it. People came dressed up as the characters. And I thought, wow, that's really putting it out there, isn't it? But they have a lot of merchandise. So when you go to your theater to see this, check out the popcorn buckets. There's a lot. There's one that looks like the Grimoire, which is the book where all the spells are in. There's also a Glinda in a globe where I don't know how you put any popcorn in there. And they said, well, we don't. But it lights up and it looks like Glinda is floating. There are Glinda and Elphaba drink cups that are different. So there's a lot they know how to merchandise. They know they haven't just been around this Yellow Brick Road once or twice. They got it all figured out. So it's fun to see all that stuff. I had to go, where you had a reservation. So you can't just kind of hope that at the last minute there's going to be a seat, because it is going to be crowded the first week.
Oh, yeah.
And especially since it falls during Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Be ready.
Right.
Be ready. But I think if I'm going to make a prediction, I really think Ariana Grande can win the Best Supporting Actress Oscar. I think she's that good. I don't think Cynthia Erivo gets enough as Elphaba to really in fact, if I would, I'd put Cynthia in supporting and Ariana in lead actress, but they're not going to do that. They've already declared it. So I think that Ariana Grande can win. I think she can be Best Supporting Actress this year at the Oscars.
Wow.
The film is not Best Picture. It won't be Best Picture.
Interesting. So we talked about this a little bit last week where, I felt just from seeing the Broadway production of it twice, that the first act, in my opinion, was stronger than the second act.
It is.
Yeah. Would you feel then, with the movie, was the first Wicked movie better than the second one?
Yeah, it was. Because the reason is, so much of this you see is CGI.
Oh.
And you can see where they were probably on green screen sets forever in this. And then they just kind of drew in too many animals. There are too many animals in this thing. And then, they made a big deal about Coleman Domingo being the Cowardly Lion. One scene. Is that really worth all that hoopla? I don't think so. So Jonathan Bailey gets a little more to do. And Fierro has kind of a crisis of confidence, because when we start out the thing, he's engaged to Glinda, but he really is in love with Elphaba. And where is he going to go with this? Where does this take him? And it's fascinating to see how it plays out. But if you're a fan of it or you know the story, you know where it's headed.
Yeah.
And the last scenes are very heartwarming and heartfelt, and you do cry.
Okay. Interesting.
So don't be that hard ass and not cry. You cry.
I'm looking forward to it. So we're gonna see it this weekend, most likely. Uh and I think that's gonna kick off kind of a return to theater for the fall. We're excited. I'm I guess I'm a little bit torn on this because I did not love the first movie. I liked it, but I just didn't love it, and I'm just
Oh,
worried that
and I've just
I'm
told you the first one is better than the second one.
yeah, that's I
Great.
know, and that's kind of what I was worried about, that would kind of be the case. How is Jeff Goldblum? I mean, do we get a little bit more of him in the second
You
one?
know, no, you don't. And he's
Yeah.
kind of the one you get a lot of is Michelle Yeoh.
Oh, okay.
She's in this sucker like crazy, and I kept thinking she's miscast.
Yeah.
I could see somebody else in that role that would just chew the scenery with it and really be somebody. I think
Yeah.
she holds back too much.
Yeah.
She
Interesting.
sings too, and I didn't realize she sang. Of
Wow.
course, she says, "No, I don't sing," so there you go.
Yeah. Do we get a lot of Bone Yang this time around, or
A couple of scenes,
okay?
but you know what? I realized what that whole thing was about. They needed somebody to do all these product endorsements when they're on the television
Oh.
because they're selling secret deodorant and a whole bunch of other stuff,
Uh,
and they just kind of include them in there. And I didn't see anybody new that I hadn't seen,
mm,
kind of wandering around in the background.
sure.
Now, 2 months from now, we'll hear, "Oh, did you see there was, Tom Cruise was visiting the set one day and we put him in the back." I mean, that's the kind of part I was kind of looking for, and I saw nobody.
Okay. Okay. I it,
But
we
it matches up with the Wizard of Oz real well.
okay. Good. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think the family's looking forward to it. I'm bracing myself a little bit because I just have that feeling that I'm not gonna love it, and you're not helping me on
Well,
that, but
there's a kind of a dirty scene, if you will,
oh,
yeah, so I don't wanna spill it, but it's
yeah,
nothing where parents go, "Oh my god, the kids can't go to this because it's not that dirty,
okay,
but it's more than I ever got out of the play,
mm,
so
okay, so
yeah, there's a little more it answers questions. This
yeah,
answers a lot of questions, and I think that's good, and if you were a fan of Wicked or a Wicked person, it all comes together.
okay. Um, I actually made it to the theater this past weekend. I didn't.
What'd you see?
I went to see Predator: Badlands.
How was it? I haven't gone.
No, you should. It
Really?
is so good. It is so enjoyable. I wasn't too sure about this. Well, all those Alien and Predator movies, they can get a little bit
Yeah.
weird. Some of them are good. They're very hit and miss. I mean, it's not a franchise that you go and like every single film is golden, right? I think the original Predator was fun with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jesse Ventura. Second one was it was okay. I think Danny Glover was in that one, but it wasn't great. It's been very much up and down. This movie was I don't know if like amazing is the right word, but
Oh,
it was
wow.
so good. Elle Fanning has kind of a dual role as two different synthetics. She plays the one where if you've seen the trailers, she's cut in half, right? It's just the top half of her
Yeah.
body. But it turns out, not I don't want to like the spoilers here, but she's part of an expedition to the planet, and there is kind of like a sister synthetic that she has, and she also plays that role as well. But on this planet you have a predator named Deck who on his home world has some issues with his dad, and basically needs to get a little bit tougher, right? Because that's what these predators are. They're tough. So he goes to kind of kill you have to, as a predator, to become a true member of the clan. You have to have like this big kill, right? You need to kill some creature and bring it back and make your clan proud. So he's in his mind, because he's weak and viewed as weak by his father, he's going to go and get the deadliest thing in the universe and bring it back to dad. So it's a really fascinating movie where, in the past Predator movies, you're rooting for the humans, right? You want the humans to
Right.
survive and
Right.
kind of get away from these predators. Um, but in this movie, there really is no humans in it. You get a little bit of the uh the mother, the corporation, the Weyland Yutani that you see in the Alien movies and some of the Predator, but it's basically like synthetics on the planet. So you're not necessarily facing humans that you would want to root for. So in this case, you're actually rooting for the Predator, and it's funny, it's lighthearted. I went with one of my daughters, who, I said to both of my kids, like, hey, anyone want to go to see Predator with me? And not my daughter that's totally into Star Wars, my other one who's kind of enjoyed the Alien movies said, yeah, I want to go with you. And so we get there and we went to an evening, like a 7 o'clock show, and it was not a very busy night at the theater. I don't have the busiest theater in town, but we went, and at first I looked at her and I couldn't quite tell if she was bored or not into it. But as the movie started progressing, she's laughing she's having a good time, and I really liked it. It's gotten really good reviews overall. The general audience score
Mm.
um on like Rotten Tomatoes has been solid. It's just a solid entry into the franchise, and I think it breathes new life into it. We're
Oh, great.
Yeah, I mean, overall on the tomato meter, 86% from critics, certified fresh, 95% from the fans on the popcorn meter.
But,
So
can you trust the fans?
but I mean, here's a case where both the critics and the fans have it
Yeah.
in high regard. So it's really, if you're looking for an action movie right now, it's a good one. Go to it. Check it out. Have some, and
Okay.
it's not a long movie either. It's under 2 hours.
Oh, you're singing my song.
Yeah,
That's
I
you
know.
know
I knew you
me.
would appreciate that. It's like it clocks in at like an hour and 50 and change with the credits. And there's a
There
really fun, again, I don't want to spoil anything, but you want to make sure you get to the point where the credits roll, because there's like an end scene. You think it's over, it flashes up, the title again, and then it cuts back to back to the planet, for that last scene, and there's kind of like a little comment after the fact, which just adds one more piece of humor to this movie. So, whether or not they continue the adventures of Deck
Yeah.
in a future movie with Elle Fanning, who knows? But it's really worth your time if you're looking for something.
Okay, now you wanna see Elle Fanning in another kind of
I
film.
do.
Sentimental Value
Okay.
it's gonna be a big Oscar film.
Mm,
They've been and it's good, I loved it.
okay.
But it's about this director, Scandinavian director, who is kind of telling his family story, and he wants his daughter to be in the film. And she doesn't wanna be in the film, and you don't know why, and you don't know what's going on, but Elle Fanning is hired to play the daughter's role.
Okay.
Um, and then it becomes one of those things like, well, does she feel comfortable? And at one point, Elle Fanning says to the director, "I shouldn't be this part, your daughter should play this part."
Yeah.
And I won't tell you where it goes from there, but it's Oscar potential. It's Oscar bait, and they've even said she's potential for Best Supporting Actress,
Wow.
so we'll see. But, yeah, isn't it funny how they do all these different things? Like,
Yeah.
you'll have an action film, then you'll have a big, heavy drama one. I think it's because they kinda mix it up so they aren't pigeonholed as this, that, or the other.
Well, yeah, and Elle Fanning had a nice run too on Hulu for a while doing The
Right.
Great,
Right. She
and
was good in that.
yeah.
Yeah, so, I guess whatever work you can get, you take it. And if that means you're doing voiceovers for books or something, they do that too.
Right, right.
Um, one that's coming next week, I want you to look at because I thought it was very good. It's called Rental Family,
Okay.
and stars Brendan Fraser, and he is an actor in Japan who can only kind of get work in small, nothing parts,
Okay.
Fat American would be the part he'd play. And then there's this company that looks for people who can pretend to be somebody in reality and play the role for whatever period of time. Like you have relatives coming to town and you don't want them to know that you're not married. So you hire somebody to be a stand-in wife or husband or whatever it might be.
Okay.
And then after the term of the contract is up, they disappear and they're not there. Well, this mother wants to get her daughter into a high-end school, but she thinks that they won't accept her because she doesn't have a husband. So he has to play the husband slash dad of this girl. Only he becomes very attracted to the girl as she could be his daughter. And she doesn't know that he's not her dad. The mother says, yeah, this is your father. He's just come back now. Now he's showing up and he's going to go with me to this school. And the guy, the actor guy, can't seem to pull away. And it's so good. So good. It's heartbreaking. It's uplifting. It ends well, and you have to do some reading with the subtitles. But just know it's a great one, and you'll see it out there and you go, what is this? Well, that's what it is.
Okay.
But if you're staying home, Netflix has one of Netflix is becoming kind of the new Disney, I think, in terms of bringing animated films to the surface. If you may remember, Guillermo del Toro wanted to do Pinocchio as a stop motion animation thing, and most wouldn't give him the money to do it, but Netflix did. Deep pockets. Well, now Alex Wu was a director, animator, whatever you want to call the job, at Pixar for a long time. He left Pixar, started his own studio, won some Emmys for some TV shows, and then got to do his kind of dream project at Netflix. They gave him enough money to do a thing that he calls In Your Dreams. And it's based on his dreams when he was a kid. What kind of things, and I got a chance to talk to him, Alex. Listen to this and you'll understand what I mean about his background and what these dreams told him and what he talked about. But if you will, here's Alex Wu, the director of In Your Dreams.
If you're a custodial supervisor at a local high school, you know that cleanliness is key and that the best place to get cleaning supplies is from Grainger. Grainger helps you stay fully stocked on the products you trust, from paper towels and disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Plus, you can rely on Grainger for easy reordering, so you never run out of what you need. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sure, it's Bruce Miller. It's the Sioux City Journal. Do you write your dreams down?
Hi, Bruce. Great to meet you.
Yes,
great I did when I was making this movie because I was, that was my research, was going to sleep and dreaming.
But do they amount to anything, or are they like,
I mean, most of my dreams don't make any sense. I find most people, I think they're just kind of like a jumble of strange sort of synapses firing in your brain, and you're just trying to make sense of all the things that happened to you during the previous day. But occasionally, the dreams that I would have work their way into the film. So, like the naked dream is a dream that I've had for a long time, and there's something so cool of poetically like ironic about that dream because I'm always in a department store.
I'm always naked.
I'm surrounded by clothes, but I can't wear any of them. I just don't know what it means, but I've had that dream so many times.
Have you asked somebody what that means?
No, I probably should. I should probably talk to a dream
It could be creepy, Well, with this though, how do you start it? I mean, is it just you take one dream and then go from there, or how do you get the whole concept going?
Well, it really starts from the story and like who's the story about and what is it about? So it starts with, Stevie and that character and what is it she's after? And I drew a lot of inspiration from my own life. My parents when I was a kid, they nearly split up. And when that happened, all I wanted was to try and find a way to keep my family together, keep my parents together. And that is such a strong, rootable drive for a character. And um, that was sort of the core, the through line for this story. So everything starts from there. And then you think about thematically, like, what are you trying to explore with this film? And, because it takes place in the world of dreams, I was really fascinated by the dual meaning of dreams, like the literal dreams we have at night when we sleep, but also the metaphorical dreams we aspire and chase when we're awake. And there's something really juicy about that, thematically. And I also, you know, this movie is very much a reconciliation of the idea that life and people and families are not perfect. And that is something that I think is really needed. I think that there's so much pressure on people, especially young people, to live these perfect lives, to make their dreams come true. And some amount of that is healthy, but when there's an overemphasis on it, you feel like if you don't achieve your dreams and your life isn't perfect, there's something wrong with you. And I just think that's not true.
Sure.
So those are the ideas I wanted to explore with this film.
Well, what has your own family said about this now when they see this? Do they say, oh, okay, we get where this is coming from?
Yeah, I mean, I've had some awkward conversations with my parents. They didn't know what the film was about until about 6 months ago. When I had to tell them, hey, Mom, you remember when this happened when we were young? Like, that's a big source of inspiration for this film. And so I hope it's okay that I'm like telling our story. And she was okay with it, but my dad was a little bit more uncomfortable with it. I think he was like, well, just at least tell people that we're still together. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm happy to do that. But yeah, so I think, they came to the premiere, they finally saw the final film, and they're really proud of it. They loved it. And so, yeah.
Okay, where does this come from? You got to tell me, what was the inspiration for that?
Well, there was two sources of inspiration. One, when I was a kid, my brother and I had these matching Santa bears. There's like these polar bears that had Santa hats on them. And my brother, he had a bloody nose one night, and he just got bloodstains all over the rear end of it. And I, me being the older brother, I had sort of tortured him by nicknaming it Butthole Bear, much to his chagrin. But he, it didn't matter. He still loved that thing. He just, slept with it every night, and it was still his bear. And I thought there was something so beautiful about that like my brother embraced the mess, and that's kind of the metaphor, or that's the thing that Stevie needs to learn in this film. And that's sort of one of the big themes in this film. And the other source of inspiration was Eric Benson, my co-director and co-writer. He had a My Pet Monster as a kid, and he was one of 4 kids. And so, when you're young, people are, your brothers and sisters are always stealing your toys and your snacks and things. So his pet monster had a little pop seam on the side. So he would hide his toys and the snacks that didn't want to be stolen.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That's where the baloney pocket came from.
Well, I hope everyone gets one of these this year for Christmas. So it's on you.
Yeah. So do I. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bruce, for that interview. Sounds good. I'm gonna check it out. Yeah.
Well, and don't forget, Zootopia 2 starts next week as well.
Right.
So animation is this is kind of a new season for that, where we're going to see a lot of animated films that are coming out, a lot of foreign-based animated films, and we'll have more people to talk to, more to set your sights on.
Yeah.
And also we're talking to people who were like earlier in the year. So maybe next week we'll talk to somebody from F1. You remember F1?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have somebody from that and give you kind of a picture of what's out there that people are saying, hey, remember this?
Okay.
Because we're at that point.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot going on. You mentioned with in your dreams, Netflix kind of getting into the animation. I mean, I just think back, even it's been quite a few years now. 2019, I think it was, but Klaus, that was such a good holiday movie, Christmas movie, and that's one that we've kind of put into the kind of that Christmas rotation of films to
Oh,
watch.
good. Good.
It was just so good, and we really like watching that over and over again. Even with the kids getting older, we still like to pop that one on. So, I think Netflix is doing some good things out there. I mean, we know they've got the big shows like Ozark and Stranger Things and all that, but it's good to see them diving into other things like some more feature movies and animation because it's just great for the family. So, yeah, a
And they
lot
really
going
are
on.
international. They're spending money all over the world,
Oh yeah.
and then we're the beneficiaries because some of those films we'd never get to see.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Well, before we wrap, just that I'm heading to New York City in the spring,
oh, yeah, rub it in. Rub
right?
it in.
Right. But we just got now this is I'm going to be chaperoning
Oh, well,
a
then,
high
okay.
school choir,
Then okay, you go have fun.
right? Yeah, I don't think you want to do that, but we got the list of our 2 Broadway shows that we're going to be seeing.
And
And so we're going to see maybe Happy Ending and
oh,
also
you'll love it.
Hadestown,
Seeing them both. Very good. Maybe Happy Ending won the Tony last year for
right?
Best Musical. It's only 4 people in the cast, but it's about robots.
Okay.
And these 2 robots realize that they've been put out to pasture, that they're no longer uh, the latest edition.
Okay.
And they discover each other, and it's just, oh, you'll love it. It's really the songs, I don't know that you go home singing, but you'll feel the sentiment. I still get all kind of excited when I see the plant. There's a plant in it that becomes a plot point. And then they also have you'll love this. There's a singer who this one robot is really enamored with, and he has all of his vinyl, and you see the singer kind of he sings during the course of all of this. So
Okay.
it's very good. Hadestown, the staging of that is so incredible. And they do this thing with swinging lights that are just unbelievable. Now it's on tour, so if anybody is near that or they can see it, go see it.
Yeah.
Because you go, why would I care about those stories? Well, you would, because you get very much caught up in what they're trying to tell you because the songs are so um infectious.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know
So
that one
lucky
was
you.
a big Tony winner about 6 years ago. I was
Yeah.
the only disappointment I had with Hadestown, not that I don't want to see it, was that it has become a national touring production.
Yeah.
So it's one that, okay, well, we probably could have caught that one out here. Would have been nice to maybe catch one more newer one that's a little bit more
Do you have
based in
time
New
to add
York.
any more in, or can you add others in?
No, we are. This is the most jam-packed itinerary you could possibly imagine. It's like you're just hopscotching around between Ellis Island and the Intrepid Museum and Top of the Rock.
Do
A
you
couple
have
of
to go to some of these things, or
Yeah. I mean,
oh,
it's all booked in. So,
darn,
uh,
darn,
my
curses, foiled again.
yeah, I think my only disappointment with it is it's not so much um where we're visiting because I've seen a lot of these things just as a native New Yorker. But it's just like it's just so much in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
You really can't experience you can't get the full breadth of Ellis Island in 90 minutes, right? You need an entire day at Ellis Island, but
You
we
know,
just can't spend that much time there.
this is what I find so strange when you see people give you their itinerary. We're going to New York, and on the first day, they have like 20 things listed and said, you're not getting that.
No,
Pick one
right,
and then hope that you get that one done. And maybe you can add something else on, but don't be so
right.
ambitious that you're going to kill yourself.
Yeah. I mean this is booked through Bob Rogers Travel, which is a
Yeah.
well-known travel agency for these types of trips. So I have no doubt that they'll get us from point A to point B to point C, and they've done these types of trips before. So no concerns that we won't get to see things. It's just, again, it's so many different things in such a short period of time.
Yeah.
And they're also because uh they want to try to fill a coach bus which seats 48. So they had a
How
good
many do
chunk
you
of
have so far?
right. I think we have 40. They ended up
Oh,
opening
well,
it
then
up
you're
not
good.
just to the choir, but they also opened it up to the theater kids as well. because there's a
Sure.
couple of clinics in there too, like a voice clinic. So,
Oh, wow.
which will be fun. I think that's a great opportunity for the kids. They'll be able to get some. I think it's going to be partly taught by a current cast member of some Broadway production, or somebody will
So,
guest. So it'll be fun to for them to get to meet an actor, a professional
yeah,
singer, to come out and give them some voice lessons, and it'll be cool. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
maybe sometimes what they do is they'll have what they call a talk back.
Yep.
And after the show, you can hang there and they'll bring somebody out from the show
Yeah.
to answer questions or just kind of interact with the students. So if
Yeah.
that's possible, do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to that. That's coming up during spring break in March. So, I got a little bit of time. I've still got I think 2 more payments on the old payment plan.
Oh, bad. But look at the late, maybe there's an 11 o'clock show. I'm not pushing you, but there might be something. And Oh Mary has been doing 5 o'clock shows on
Oh,
Thursdays.
wow. Wow.
So if you wanted to see Oh Mary, that's a possibility.
Very.
This is me. I would try to make every moment count
Oh,
because
yeah.
I don't get to New York
Right.
every week
Yeah.
to see these things.
Oh,
But
I hear you.
well, I'm so jealous and proud and
Yep.
excited because I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Again, I looked at the itinerary. Not only is it packed, but it's pretty crazy. I have to get myself and my daughter to the high school parking lot where the bus will pick us up. I think the bus departs at 2:45 a.m. on
Oh,
March 22nd, and so then we get to New Jersey to the hotel at something like 11 o'clock that night. And then we're out, starting our tours at like 8 the next morning. But when we depart New York City to come back to Wisconsin, this is like literally what happens. The bus will drop us off at the theater. We see our second and final
and then it
musical.
picks you up and takes you out?
Yes, we like board the bus and head back to Wisconsin. And
Oh,
we
you
will get back.
people.
Yep. So we will start driving at like 11 o'clock at night, and then get back into Wisconsin at the high school at like early afternoon the next day. So it's
Oh, I don't envy you, but
no,
you're in New
what
York.
20 hours on a coach bus, with a bunch of teenagers. That should be a
Bring a
blast.
pillow and tell the kids to shut up,
Shut
right?
up. Oh man. But we'll see. We'll have fun. It'll be a good time.
Oh, you'll have a wonderful if you end up in it, you're at like 87 or 47 for the bus and you need one more,
Yeah.
call me.
I'll call you. We'll get you in here.
Okay?
Well, we could always use an extra chaperone, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll be the one because I don't have a kid in the thing who would say, "Shut up. Now you kids sit down."
Uncle Bruce isn't gonna take it anymore.
The old man with the cane is going to come right after you.
Isn't that the guy, the fall risk? Is he?
The forest guy. It's up. It's up. That's who I am.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you again for listening, and we'll be back again next week on another episode of Streamed and Screened.